The Deltarune community has long debated on the identity of the knight, some of which most notably being rather if it is specifically Chris or not. But I think either way, this will actually be revealed quite soon. As come Chapter 3, it may tell us more than one might think. Take this for example. If Chris really isn't the knight, and said knight keeps creating fountains after dark, well then, shouldn't there be another fountain after you seal yours? Yes, I do think this could indeed be quite the possibility. A double fountain, if you will. After Chris seals their own, they could then also still have to seal the knight's. This could happen due to the knight being an individual of habit, and as such wouldn't be aware that Chris would go on to create their own later on the same day. That is, of course, still assuming it isn't Chris Susie, or an all-knowing entity of sorts. But regardless, through the power of deduction, we should still be one step closer to having more of an idea of who exactly this is, or at least who it definitely isn't. Now, with that aside, I would like to propose a game, something to look out for, if you will. While I would consider this unlikely even, I would like to try to see if we can track the knight's movements using actual chess logic. Now let's take a look at the map, shall we? Now the crazy thing is, moving from the school to the library actually seems like a valid move. Of course it could just be simple coincidence, but if the pattern were to continue, I have marked what I believe to be the appropriate spots. And to state it for the record, starting from the library, the next moves could be Sounds' house, QC's diner, the police station, though unmarked here, and lastly, the church. I didn't mark the police station due to what I assume would be the sure absurdity of breaking into one, but it is technically a possibility. So if my theory holds correct, Chris's fountain would be an anomaly considered by the knight, and the actual one made later that day could be in one of these spots. With it also being worthy to note, moving to the church might be the only move that grants possible access to the bunker. Maybe the graveyard as well, but I am more unsure of it due to the town's layout. To think that a fountain could be created here, though, what a terrifying thought. There would be no telling what inspiration it would gather from my experiments, much less my little time-shattering friend here. But enough of that. Let's try not to think about it, all right? With that said, I do hope you enjoyed this little theory of mine, as well as participate in my little map experiment. But most of all, what is your take on this, my friend?